Yo, it's the Talk with B podcast, posting every Tuesday where we talk about anything and everything, hosted by Branden-Lee, aka BL33. Come on and tune in with us on all social media platforms so we can go ahead and have a talk. Hey guys, it is B. Lee here, and this is the second episode here with the Talk with B. Okay, I am coming up with a lot of different things as I continue to grow my podcast channel and talk to a lot of people as I travel around the world and the United States, because myself was a small-minded person. Okay, I started doing a business. I was doing janitorial cleaning for quite some time. I was a truck driver, and now that I'm able to kind of set myself up to be able to sit back and just talk to people, right? Trying to find something that I like, my niche, my area, and I don't know what that is yet, but I'm still working on trying it. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, however you're viewing this. Feel free to leave some comments, and of course, always shoot me an email if you want to go ahead and get on this podcast and just have a talk with B. My podcast, like I said, is a little bit different. I talk to anyone and anything. It doesn't matter if you're higher up, down below, in the middle, a nobody, somebody. It doesn't matter. I want to talk to you. So one thing I want to talk to you about here in my podcast today is just like money, right? Like the money, and like people think that they're secrets. Me personally, having my business, I grew up, and I don't like saying that I had a hard upbringing, or I had it worse or poor, because I know somebody else always had it worse than me. Okay, and that's what I just like to be honest. Okay, so as I'm just sitting here, like I was just thinking just the other day that people think money can buy happiness. Now the thing is, if you listen to the first podcast, video, I talk about money and how the value of money and everyone's money is different. I used a scenario where there was a lady who won the lottery, right? And she won like $100,000, and she quit her job. And people were laughing at her because she quit her job, because they're like, $100,000, like that's nothing. But to that person and who that lady is, being off of what however she lived or however she was raised, that $100,000 is a lot of money to her, right? Maybe she made minimum wage and she was just making by with just what she has on minimum wage for 40 hours a week. But that $100,000 is everything, and that was enough for her to quit her job and live her value of her best life. Now, being a business person, like I know a lot of people who made way more than that. I've been in like rooms, I shouldn't say rooms, but I've been to networking events, Vegas and different places where people make buku dollars. And I mean, like I said, everybody's value of money is different. But the thing is, like a scenario is, like I said, like people think money, can buy you happiness. And I'm not saying I made a lot of money, which I haven't. But like I said, everyone's value of money, a lot of money is different. But I was the same way. I thought that money would bring me happiness, right? And what I come to find out, me growing up to where I was, is it's not true, right? I think money, to me personally, just buys you comfort. I was a truck driver, so I think my first year it was like $106,000, which was great. I mean, I was younger at the time, and to me, that is a lot of money. Okay, even now, $50 is a lot of money to me. Okay. So when I was driving truck, I made $100,000, and that was great. And I was comfortable. It brought me comfort. It made me be able to take care of my kids. I have 3. It made me be able to take care of my kids, take care of my home, and be able to go on vacations and things of that sort. So that was, so that's, to me, it brought me that comfort, right? So bouncing from truck driving to going into business, right? I was driving truck for a while. I saved up. I bought my first home off driving truck here, and I did my business and the truck driving on the same side. And now that I'm in business and I'm in the business world, being from someone who never been to college is like a wow factor. when I'm networking with people, I do a lot of networking in New York because the town that I live in it's a population of 50,000 people, but New York City is over I guess 5 million. It's huge. Okay, this is just a guess off the top of my head. So being around all those other people, right? More money, right? It's totally different. And like I said, it's the college aspect, right? I'm networking with people who've been to college, they've been to business schools, they've been to marketing schools, and which is great. And I don't normally tell people that I haven't been to school. I try to avoid that question, and mainly that's because I felt as though I wasn't confident, as though I missed out on like an opportunity. Now, when I look back, I definitely probably would have went to college just for the experience. But now, going to seminars and talking to other business people, and even like Steve Jobs and my man's Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. I mean, majority of these people who are very intelligent and make buku dollars. I'm not saying I did make, or I'm making buku dollars. Not yet. Let's say we're going to speak this into existence. Everything's speaking into existence. I haven't made buku dollars yet, but majority of the people who are wealthy or doing something they've been to college or they dropped out, right? They never finished college, right? So when I network, especially here in my small town here that I live in, it's different. Some people like it, and some people are like, man, forget you, F you. Like, you didn't go to school, you didn't go, how do you know all this stuff? Like, where did you get all this information? And that was a thing that I used apart from truck driving, because I started my business while I was still driving truck, right? So while I'm driving the truck, instead of just listening to music all the time, I'm listening to business podcasts. I liked business. I liked talking with people. I liked networking. And I like making relationships with people, right? So that was my niche and that was my thing. So I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to some business podcasts. I'm going to listen to some people in the business world. I'm going to, watch TED Talks while I'm going down. I shouldn't say watch them, but I'm going on the road. I'm listening to TED Talks and stuff, okay? Building myself up to be that business individual. I read a lot of business books. One of my favorite person in business is Grant Cardone, because of just his background and where he came from. And that is like, it's really cool. And not as though, I want to say, I think Grant Cardone is pretty cool. He's a salesman, just like myself. I'm a salesman. I talk fast. I get real fast. I read the Red Book of Selling, okay? There's a lot of different things or books and different types of things that I did to try to become successful in business. And people think that there's like an easy way, right? But most people don't know, right? There's two things that set people apart from being good at business or being good at doing whatever you're doing in your life, whether it's football or soccer or an actress or an actor. It's all about the research and what you put into it, right? It's the effort that you put into it. So most people want to be millionaires, but they don't want to do the work to be a millionaire. All right? I shouldn't say most people. A majority of people want to make a lot of money, right? They want money. All right? And they don't want to put the work in, right? It's like going to the gym. Okay? We have the shot now, whatever you can get, right? And everybody wants those abs. They want that fine body. They want to be skinny, but they don't want to put in the work to do it. When I was growing up with my grandparents and just anybody, even older people, I like hanging out with older people because I learned from their mistakes, right? So one of the things is that I learned from the older people that you only get out of life what you put in. So if you're putting in, 2 pennies worth of work, you're not going to get 40 pennies back. It just doesn't work that way, okay? You got to work for what you want and what you have. So that's just one of those things I just want to bring up here inside this podcast is there's no secret, right? There's no secrets to making a lot of money. There's no happiness in finding money. The secret, I believe to myself, is just do your research, right? look up that information that you want to have, and don't let anyone downput you on what you're doing, right? I have been out of the dating scene for quite some while, and I happened to run across this lady I met just over the phone. She was doing she was helping me like fix some computer work, right? And then I ended up getting, actually I didn't get her phone number, but I told her, look me up on Facebook or Instagram and stuff. And she was from another country, and we like clicked, we like connected. I was like, dude, this is great. But what I'm bringing up is I told her that my dream was to be a billionaire, right? And she believed in that dream. I never met her face to face, talked to her over the phone, did some like Zoom talks and stuff. We're not I haven't talked to her in quite some time anymore. But the thing is you gotta find somebody who meets your goals, right? Whether it's a female, whether it's your best friend, maybe it's somebody from a networking group, right? That, I think, is your secret to success. Because even though you're on your own, right? Even if you're in this on your own or you're not, I got your back. All right? If you're listening to this and you want to do whatever you want to do, you want to find what the secret is, keep on striving. Find people with like-minded interests just like yourself, and just stay focused on your dream, whatever that may be. And just keep on powering through, man. Keep driving. Like I said, you gotta find the secret is just doing research, right? You're only going to get out what you put in, okay? So do your research. You want to know how to ride a bike, you look it up. You want to know how to change a tire, you look it up, right? You want to know more information about a person that you want to see as like your motivation, you look that person up. You find out what they're doing, and then you fine tune it, you niche it, right? You fine tune it. You it's like you're making, I don't know, I like cooking. So if I'm making a cake, I'm going to look at the back of the box and I'm going to read the box. But I say, you know what? I think I'm going to add some M&Ms in my cake. Let me see this. Let me see how this tastes. All right. Find that blueprint, that person that maybe you want to mimic or you want to be like, and then twist it up to make it work for you. Okay. So that is just my little 2 cents here on this podcast. Hopefully soon here, I'm going to be able to get you guys some good, better content, some more people, some visuals more as well. And this is only a beginning to a new start to a great podcast. So I hope next time you tune in with me, we'll talk with B, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.